Hey guys, it's WackyModder84, the one and only, and I'm doing my first low-spec PC game update. I already showed you guys the top 55 best ones out there, but since then, a lot has changed, and many more low-spec PC games have popped up all over the place. So without further ado, let's get started. For my first and biggest news yet, it is my pleasure to announce that our prayers have finally been answered! Remember Giga Slave Online, the game I've been dying to play so badly, but Korea kept waving their long erect cock at the rest of the world and bragging to us how they're the only ones that have it and not us? Well, guess what, guys? Giga Slave Online is going international, motherfuckers! Hell the fuck yeah! Area Games finally had the balls to step up to the plate and take on the responsibility of hosting an international version of Giga Slave Online under the new name Metal Assault Online. Hell, even they know that this game has the word Metal Slug written all over it. So what are you waiting for? Come on over to metalassault.areagames.com and check it out. I cannot fucking wait! Next up, for all you boys on Steam with Penis for Brains PCs, we got a new epic, fast-paced 2.5D side-scroller for all you guys that was just recently released called Ares Extinction Agenda. Now, the one thing you gotta know about this game is that it's mainly for modern-day low-spec PCs that usually come with Intel Pentium and/or Athlon 64X2 processors with Intel video cards, or in some cases Intel i3s. But for the most part, for all you guys who go way back in time to the days of single-core processors and shitty video cards, you might still have a little bit of a problem with this game. But for all you modern-day low-spec gamers out there, this game should be just fine with you. Like Worms Reloaded, this is another game that requires minimum 1 GB of RAM to play. But like I said, 1 GB of RAM is still low-spec. If I had to describe this game, I would say it's a hybrid of Metroid and Mega Man into one game, given 2D sprites and a 3D environment. And of course, huge-ass bosses and tough AI, as you'd expect from a side-scroller. For an indie 2.5 side-scrolling shoot-'em-up, this game is absolutely fucking awesome! All you guys who have modern-day low-spec PCs that have like Intel i3s with Intel HD video cards or Intel Atoms with Intel video cards, this game will run just fine on it. Speaking of modern-day low-spec PC games, there was one game which I was a little reluctant to talk about in the first place, mainly because when I tried it on my laptop, it lagged a little bit here and there, but I'm still at least gonna make it known to you guys what it is this time, though. This right here is Cloudphobia. Cloudphobia is pretty much a 2.5D side-scrolling shoot-'em-up, similar to how ARM 7 and Supercharged Robot Volkaiser worked, except here it's 2.5D, not just full-out 2D. And that's part of the reason why I didn't want to talk about it, because look at this. Ignore everything that's going on the screen sprite-wise. Look in the background. Look at all this batshit crazy stuff going on in the background. We got missiles coming at you in 3D form. We got this epic battle in space going on with 3D ships and animations and shit like that. Basically, it's like playing a side-scroller on a 3D cutscene. That's what I was a little reluctant about talking with this game in the first place. I mean, true, the sprites are still 2D, the enemies are still 2D, but the 3D world is what turned me off from playing this as a low-spec game at first, because there's a lot of shit that goes on in the background most of the time that could hog your CPU. But if you want to give it a go anyway, go right ahead. But just be warned, if your PC is very old and low-spec, you are not guaranteed zero lag. Modern-day low-specs should be fine with this game. Or at least to my knowledge, they should be fine with this game. Moving on now, lately I've noticed a lot of complaints regarding Peggle's debuts, such as what? No Plants vs. Zombies, no Bejeweled 3, and immediately after I saw those comments, I facepalmed myself in stupidity, as I take full responsibility for completely forgetting about those games entirely. So let's talk some PopCap, shall we? Bejeweled 3. The Bejeweled game series has come a long way, from originally being a cell phone game to making its way to the PC. And just like Peggle Deluxe and Peggle Knights, Bejeweled 3 is one of those games that's still so addicting that you have absolutely no idea why. So, there's another one for you casual gamers out there. Plants vs. Zombies. One of the strangest yet surprisingly awesome combinations to form a tower defense game with. I never would have imagined that plants fighting off zombies would be so entertaining, but apparently it is. And incredibly addicting, to be exact. I mean, when's the last time you see plants actually shooting at zombies and actually fending them off? Honestly, I've never seen that before aside from this game. But hell, I'm not complaining. It's fucking awesome. Oh yeah, and Zuma's Revenge. I almost forgot about that one. A game that highly resembles the game Snood from the good old days of casual gaming in the 90s on PC. And of course, this game is addicting as fuck, just like every other damn PopCap game out there for PC. And you know PopCap, their game is for low-spec casual PC games out there, so go ahead. Have fun, guys. Moving on, though, when I was talking about Super Meat Boy, I referenced these 3 games called Bit Trip Beat, VVVVVV, and Nakanarium. I've been getting a lot of requests to go into detail about those 3 games, so let's go for it, shall we? Bit Trip Beat is exactly what it is, an 8-bit acid trip. It's pretty much if Pong had sex with Breakout and had a baby. And this game is just as addicting as a PopCap game would be. Gameplay being so basic, yet so fun. It's pretty much like playing an NES game or an Atari game. It's just one of those games that has magic replay value that just keeps going. And of course, the game that everybody's probably the most curious about, VVVVVV. I have no idea where the fuck to start with this game. I mean, why VVVVVV? That's the most bizarre game name I've ever seen in my life. It makes me think the developers couldn't think of a game name and somebody just held the V key down for 2 seconds and said, there you go, a game title. Gameplay-wise, though, it's pretty much a trippy 8-bit style platformer. It's about as basic as a platformer can get. No locks, no power-ups, no switches, nothing to stop you from progressing through the level except the challenges and obstacles themselves. Sounds simple, but it's not. This game can be a pain in the ass at times, but it balances itself out between frustration and fun. And like I said in Super Meat Boy, one of the characters in this game is playable in there. Lastly, let's talk about Mechanarium. This game is like a side-scrolling puzzle game slash adventure game, pretty much. You play as a robot who's been thrown out into the scrapyard behind the city and must return to confront the Black Cat Brotherhood and save his robot girlfriend. Somewhat similar to Super Meat Boy's situation, except more in depth. The game not only focuses on side-scrolling platforming and pathfinding, but also on puzzle solving as well. Some puzzles in this game really make you think, so it could take a little while to solve a couple of them. Regardless of that, though, this game is extremely interesting, and it got good reviews across the board. All 3 games, like I said before with Super Meat Boy, are great low-spec PC games. Check them all out. And as you can see in the background here, we got some new overhead shoot-em-ups for you guys that recently popped up too. First one up we got here is Crimson Clover, and holy fuck, so many fucking projectiles. Where have we seen that before? Oh yeah, you guessed it. It's one of those shoot-em-ups. This game is the perfect hybrid of the 2 shoot-em-ups I talked about called Ray Force Gunlock and Blue Wish Resurrection Plus. It combines Blue Wish Resurrection Plus' insane projectile spam along with Ray Force Gunlock's laser missile lock-on mechanic, which is used to shoot targets that are normally untargetable by normal weapons or to help do more damage along with your normal weapon. Just by looking at this game, I really don't think I have to tell you that this game is hard as fuck. So if you guys want another shoot 'em up to play on a low-spec PC that'll really give you an adrenaline rush, here you go. Next one up, we got Gawange Ruga Diojo 12 Kizuna Down. Yeah, try saying that 5 times fast. You'll bite your fucking tongue off. This game is pretty much what Raiden 2 would be like if instead of having a fighter jet to play as, you have an attack helicopter with attack funnels. However, it's got more bullet spammage than Raiden 2 had, and I see that that's becoming a trend with next generation overhead shoot-em-ups apparently. This game is totally free to play right now, but unfortunately it's not in English. But hey, that didn't stop me. I figured out the menus pretty quickly, and hell, I don't see why you shouldn't be able to. While I'm on the topic of helicopter shoot-em-ups, here's another one that I forgot to talk about in my original top 55. This is Demolition Gunner. As you can see from the background video, it's much more slower paced than the traditional overhead shoot-em-ups out there, but that does not stop it from being bad in any way. In fact, this game right here is actually really good for beginners who are new to overhead shoot-em-ups to try out to try and ease themselves into the genre. What's cool about this game though is that not only can your chopper be equipped with funnels on its side to help you out in combat, but when you turn left and right, you aim your chopper's line of fire angled to the left or to the right, making it easier to hit enemies without moving around the screen as much. But even though that the projectiles in this game go a little bit slower than most conventional overhead shoot-em-ups, as you'd expect, as a trade-off, there are tons of them to dodge. All you newcomers out there for overhead shoot 'em up should definitely try out this game first, since it's a good place to start off to ease yourself into the genre. Next one up is this fucker right here, and wow, I have never seen a styled overhead shoot 'em up like this before. This is Gun Roar, a freeware shoot 'em up, which is pretty much a combination of Raiden 2 with Asteroids, and I am very surprised because I've never seen a combo like that before. Here's a few more freeware overhead shoot 'em up. This one right here is called Reincarnation. I don't know why, but this game's level design kind of reminds me of Star Wars. However, this game does use anime stereotypes for the most part. Now that shoot 'em ups are done with, let's talk MMOs. I'm already well aware that I've provided you guys with a decent amount of good low-spec MMOs to begin with, but I've recently added a lot more of them to my master list of good MMOs in existence, so let's talk about them, shall we? Upon doing a shitload of Google searching and quite a bit of research on this topic, I figured out that there's actually quite a bit of Diablo 2 style MMOs out there that I officially labeled as good recently, such as Warlords Online, Demons Online, Crazy Tao Online, and Conquer Online. These MMOs are all fucking awesome, and they have my seal of approval, and they play just like Zero Online does pretty much. They're pretty much for different audiences based on their type of MMO, really. I mean, for all the mecha fans out there who love Diablo 2 as well, you got Zero Online. For all you guys who appeal to like a chibi-style MMO, anime look to it, you got Crazy Tao Online for that. And for all you guys who just like stand-up fantasy MMORPGs, you got the Warlords Online, Conquer Online, and Demons Online. So overall, it's got a multiple genre kind of thing going on right there for whatever people appeal to. These games mainly play in the same way, except each has unique features about itself that makes it stand out. Overall, though, all these games are awesome. Pick the one that you appeal to the most. That's what I advise. Now here, this next one is for all you Vocaloid fans out there who play Project Diva. This MMO is going to snap your attention in a heartbeat. This is Asu, a 2D rhythm MMO that pretty much plays 99% identical to Project Diva, and it's totally free to play. To be fair though, this game does in fact have solo offline practice mode to help you heighten your skills at the game, and once you're ready, take your gameplay to multiplayer. And the best part about this game is that there's thousands of downloadable songs for this game, including those from Vocaloid, Lucky Star, and a shitload more that you guys know out there. This is a great casual MMO for you fans of rhythm games out there, most especially Project Diva, since that's what the gameplay is most familiar with, since this is pretty much Project Diva Online in disguise, so to speak. As you can see in the background here, we got another MMO 2.5D beat-em up for you guys, known as Grand Chase Online. This MMO is a combat system that I wish so badly that Gable Story would have had, since maybe then I would have a shitload more respect for Gable Story than I do right now. Right now, the only thing appealing with Gable Story with me is the fucking mechanic class. That's about it. For the most part, the combat is still balls, and level grinding, even with the Big Bang update, is still a chore. Fuck, I'm letting my anger get me off topic again. Regardless of anything, Grand Chase is an extremely fun and addicting MMO because of its highly fluid and intuitive combat system. I fucking love this MMO, and I would recommend it to anybody, even those who have low-spec PCs or not. Right here, we got a good one for you guys out there who love MMORTSs and real-time tactical games. This right here is Navy Field, an old-school 2D battleship-themed MMORTT, and this game's Navy combat is fucking awesome, and for the most part is quite realistic. You design your own fleet of ships, customize their weapons, ammunition types, etc., and then send them out to fight other players' fleets in full-blown epic naval combat. I would definitely recommend this one for you RTS, RTT fans out there with PCs from the Dark Ages. Okay, this next one right here, I am a fucking idiot for forgetting about in the first place. This is Gunbound Online, a 2D turn-based MMORTS that plays 99% identical to that of Worms Armageddon and Worms Reloaded. If you're a fan of the Worms game saga, this MMO will fit you like a fucking condom. Gameplay-wise, it pretty much plays as if Worms had butt sex with battle tanks, and it's addictive as fuck, I must say so myself. And the best part about this MMO is, it's free to play, so go right ahead. Speaking of turn-based MMOs, here we got MythWar 2 Online, a 2D turn-based overhead MMORPG. In this game's early years, it was very buggy and temperamental, but now it seems like it's gotten vastly improved since then. Even during the time that it was still buggy up the ass, though, it was still a decent MMO to play, but now it's actually much better since they fixed all the major bugs with it, though. Maybe go and give it a shot if you're into turn-based MMORPGs. Wait a minute. Oh my god, I forgot to talk about Imperium Galactica. I thought I was forgetting something again. Imperium Galactica is like an old school version of the game Sins of a Solar Empire. Except unlike Sins of a Solar Empire, which is purely focused on space combat, this game has both ground combat and space combat, in a similar way to Star Wars Empire at War, how it did it with that. This game is an absolute fucking classic, and it's a shame that Imperium Galactica 2 and 3 are not low-spec PC games for you guys to enjoy as well, because those games are as amazing as the first one was. But either way, Imperium Galactica 1 is still fucking awesome regardless. Low-spec or not, give this game a try if you're into space RTS games. Wow, really? That was just 15 minutes? That felt like 30 minutes. Expect more of these, though. This is just the beginning of many more low-spec PC game video updates that are going to come, so expect more, guys. But in the meantime, for you guys watching this video for obvious reasons, have fun with your new low-spec PC games to play with. This is WackyModder84. Peace out, guys.